Hey there, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's your old buddies, Cashman and Schramm. That's right, it's Derby Rocks. We're doing the thing this week. Hey now, how's it going? Hey Cash, how are you?
I'm great. And how are you?
I'm always tired, brother, but I'm doing pretty well. We had a good long weekend. I took a couple of extra days off. We had a bit of like a staycation, go-cation kind of thing. Always busy, but yeah, lots to talk about. We'll get to that. But yeah, man. Happy to be here. It's a good week. The sun is starting to shine. The temps are rising a bit between the rain.
Yeah. If I see 40 degrees one more time in the morning, I'm gonna freaking blow my top, okay? It it has been every morning in the I know it's in 46, but it's still in the 40s, you know. It's like isn't it like in that time of season when it's supposed to be warmer than that?
It's supposed to be getting warmer, but no, it's still like you could wear a winter coat in the morning and then come, afternoon, you could be in shorts and a t-shirt. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
but hey, that is Western New York weather. Thank you for hanging out with us on Weather Rocks. We appreciate you.
there we go.
But hey, yeah.
Weather on the 11s. There we go. No.
Yeah. I
Traffic and weather together.
You got it. Yeah, weather on the ones, threes, and fives.
There we go. We're human,
But
folks.
hey, it
I'm
is it
not
is always
lying.
good to check in. It is good to be back and catch up with you guys. We've been doing a lot. I know Cash has been getting out doing announcing and doing some traveling in preparation for some big events coming up. Flower City has their season in full swing. We've got some things coming up. We just came back from some other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots and lots of stuff going on. And Derby is in full swing.
Yeah.
This weekend we have Pittsburgh's Dawn of the Derby for like the fourth or fifth year. Lots of great teams coming out for that. We had just finished up with, a little under a month ago, we had just finished up with Battle of Bunker Hill. We've already had, one, we had like the Latin America regionals for WFTDA.
Yeah.
We are, in pretty crazy full derby swing. We had the
Men's
MRDA
World.
World Cup in
Yeah, Men's World
Paris,
Cup.
right?
I definitely want to work our way towards that at some point in this segment to talk a little bit about that because heck, we haven't been we the last time we were on was the first night of the World Cup. So
Sure, sure. Yeah, we'll definitely touch on that.
yeah,
There's plenty to talk about and plenty to be had. So
yeah.
thank you for hanging out with us, sticking it out with us. Why don't we talk a little bit of Derby before we move on to too much other stuff if you want?
I do want to shout
Um,
out. I do want to say that we're going to have some Rock City roller derby skaters in our next segment because they have two home games, the A's and the B's versus Queen City. That would be Saturday. So they're going to have a double header. Starts at 4 at the Dome. That's the A team. B teams are after that. I'm looking forward to it. Getting into announce with the Queen City announcer who's coming.
Very
And
cool.
yeah, that'd be interesting. Plus, we're going to be streaming. I've got other new announcer Elena, who I may have talked about in the past, who started Derby announcing at the juniors tournament in the beginning of the year. Is going to be come back as well. So I'm interested to see how this goes this weekend. You know, it's like, Elena does great, somebody else does great. Maybe it's time for the cash man to wrap it up.
No, no, you can still stick it out.
And we'll see.
There's no reason not to, there's never, a shortage of games going on that need announcers.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
And
I
you're
know.
very good at it.
I will
People
be
like
honest.
it when you
I
do
will be
it.
honest with you. If I was, if it wasn't for Rock City this weekend, I'd be in Pittsburgh this whole weekend with Johnny Cup.
Sure, yeah, I'm not a bad thought,
Yeah.
A
Yep.
lot of good games.
Johnny's going to be there. There's going to be a whole bunch of announcers from all over the place, and yeah, yeah. But I mean, I'm saving it up for the up in Waterloo, Ontario, when the WFTDA uh, uh, regional is, which I'm excited
Yeah,
about.
we've got that right around the corner. So that's coming up. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Teams are going to start being announced and stuff like that coming up here soon. Isn't that just
No,
next month?
they have the everything announced. Everything, all the teams are announced for the Waterloo. Uh,
Oh, perfect. So they've
yeah,
already announced them. That's great.
yeah,
So
they
yeah, we know what's going to happen. We know how it's going to shake out. They just need the cash man to get there and do some announcing.
well, it's Pierre McGadden who's who's the announcer for what do they call it again down there in New Orleans? He's going to be there. We got a bunch of old friends coming out to do announcing, so it's gonna. I'm excited. You know, it's like, but I'm always, I always have that fraud feel. Like I feel like I'm a fraud until I do it, and so
Well, I mean, they picked you. It's not like you're a slouch, you know what I mean? You
no, I
got
get it.
picked.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, and it's like, it depends on how, it's like there's so many different things going on. You're going to be producing, there's going to be arena announcing, there's going to be streaming announcing. So yeah, I'm going to try to get in whenever I can. I tried to focus recently on streaming announcing and we'll see, if how that works. But, it's exciting. I mean, that's just one of many. There's ones this weekend that are going out on the West Coast. So there's a bunch of playoffs happening, for the next like few weekends in a row. That's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, that's exciting. But before we get too far, I know we're going to talk about our weeks. I mean, we'll get them out of the way real quick, and I do want to talk about World Cup and your thoughts on it as well as mine. So,
Sure, yeah, let's do it, man. Do we want to do weeks? Do we want to talk World Cup?
I will say
I
one
have
thing.
no.
My week has been nothing there. Okay, no. Actually, I announced I did some flag football this week. I got to do it was it was one of the last games of the season. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing stuff like that. Beyond that, nothing spectacular in the cash man's life. This past week it's just been regular working and coming home and working and coming home. That repetitive motion. Always looking
Sure.
forward to doing the shows on Friday nights with you, as well as doing talking wrestling with my buds Saturday morning. So but beyond that, I mean, that's it. I mean, Mother's Day was last weekend. I did get to see my mom. It was nice to see her. She's 92, so it's like, wow, I'd be lucky if I live that long. So, okay, how about your week?
Yeah, man. So there's been quite a bit going on since we talked last. Always a bunch of baby stuff. We went and checked out Long Acre Farms, which is like a big like pumpkin patch farm. They've got animals, they've got, corn mazes, all that stuff. They've got like a cutesy little shop.
Yeah.
But their whole thing is like, I would say like it's kind of just like a big playground. They've got this different type of like play areas. One area is like just like a bunch of like big tractor tires that people can climb on. A lot of tires and stuff like that. They have um, like a big bounce pillow kind of thing. It literally just looks like a pillow that you can, jump on. It's like a bounce pad. Just a variety of different stuff that they've got for kids. In their opening season, they did a free thing for donation where if you donated some, canned goods or whatever the case is, you got to go in for free where there's normally a charge. So this was our first time, and it was cool that it was free because we got to kind of, check it out and not worry about too much being advanced for him or him not being advanced enough to do a lot of it. But we had a good time. Um, Always doing baby stuff, always working extra things too between the bowling alley and the venue. Plus, my season at Live Nation is about to start here at the end of the month coming up. So, lots of stuff going on. Um, I'm trying to think of all the jobs that I have, and I actually think I will work them all in the month of May. So I have, my full-time job. I have the bowling alley and the venue, so there's three. I'll work catering on the 22nd, and then Darian, yeah, I will work all five jobs in the month of May.
Let me ask you a
So,
question. Chris Jericho is coming to Montage. Uh,
yes, he is. I
yeah,
am very excited.
I was going to say, I think I may know, I might be there. I'm going to try at least. I definitely,
Yeah, I don't know what kind of like access I'll have to him,
yeah.
but I can get you through the door.
Yeah, cool. I definitely, I mean, I sent him a message to see if he, if he would, do like something with the podcast, the wrestling podcast, and it's like I haven't heard back from him yet, but I know he's a busy man, so it's like, but
Sure.
he knows us. I know he definitely knows us because every time he'd come to town, the one time he was like doing autograph signing for something at record archive, and it's like he told me, he goes, "Why did you wait in line? You could have come sat with me the whole time. We could have talked." It's like, "Oh, dude, why don't you tell me that? I waited in
Right.
line." Like I waited like an hour or so, but yeah, he's a good dude. I like him a lot, even though most of the guys in the show he takes shots at whenever he was on. So they all kind of had a gripe against him because he always like would call their questions stupid and things like that.
Well,
Just
is he busy being a heel?
yeah. He's doing his
I was
Chris
gonna say, is he
thing.
being Chris Jericho or is he
Yeah.
just being a dick?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you off on your off you're talking about, but it's like I remember that because it's like, oh yeah, you worked there, man, and I just saw that he's coming with it's a Kiss cover band called Quarantine.
Yeah, with a K. It's really weird, but I mean, I guess if you're a Kiss cover band, it's got to be a K, right?
Yeah. I want to see him do the makeup, but I know he says it's like the other not makeup
Yeah,
Kiss.
it's like an unmasked kind of band, so they don't
Yeah,
do makeup at all.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but no, all good, man. I'm super excited for that one. That's one that I'm definitely gonna have to work. So there is, funnily enough, there is a band called Cottonmouth Kings who have been around for a million years, and they are like Juggalo adjacent, and they are playing the Montage on Friday. So I'm sort of excited because I used to be like a big fan-ish, I will say. But yes, I think there's always something going on between the venues and between all my jobs. But the big news really, I guess I'll say is we this past weekend we had a round robin in Cleveland with Virginia and Cleveland, of course, and it went really well. Flower City won both of our games. I will say we started the morning against Virginia, and man, they're a great team for kind of just starting out. They definitely had some ringers who might not play with them regularly, but they had, and I will say they're like self-professed ringers, so this is
Sure.
not me throwing shade or anything like that. But the team leads basically were like, yeah, we definitely got some ringers to play with us. So. Um, yeah, it was. We were not prepared to play them basically. And this is not me trying to put them down, but most teams usually suffer a bit of growing pains, and I feel like they have sort of like skipped a fair amount of that, and they are a great team. And honestly, it took like maybe 10 minutes for us to sort of settle down and settle in. They started with like a reasonable lead. I think they went, the first few jams before we managed to get lead jammer status. And they had scored like 12 points before we had put any on the board. So they got a quick early lead on us. But at the like 10-minute mark, we really started to like sort it out and just kind of take over or take control of the game basically. But not to say that they didn't have, a great game. I forget what the final score was. I think we might have beat them by like 40 or 50 or something like that. It definitely wasn't a blowout, and it definitely wasn't easy. So I'm excited to see more from Virginia as they come up and just grow. It's going to be pretty great to see. Hopefully, they have a bit more success with like recruiting and stuff that we have. I think Virginia and the surrounding areas might be a little bit more populous than like Western New York in a lot of cases. So we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, they had a really great showing. And I know I will say Flower City was the first team and the only team so far that's been able to beat Virginia. They've played, Pittsburgh's. Um, Unsanctioned teamed the Ghouls. They ended up beating Cleveland in the third game of the round robin. But all in all, yeah, we had a great weekend. We had a great time playing them as well. They were tough. It was a lot of fun. A evenly matched game, so good for them for kind of coming out of the chute pretty hot. So that was awesome. And I will say we had a fun time playing our friends in Cleveland. They are going through a bit of a transition and have lost some members and things like that. Um, so we beat them pretty handedly. Again, this is not to disparage or anything like that. They are going through quite a transition. So good for them for, still trying to put their best foot forward and play the games and kind of trying to keep business moving. And, I kind of, as we were like doing pictures and MVPs and we were all up, grouped up together, I kind of told him, I said, hey, like, for those that are still, here, don't let this kind of stuff deter you from sticking with it. You're eating the sandwich as I had said it, you know, it sucks, but that's what you're going through, and we've all gone through it. And even we've recently lost to the Guardians. The Guardians have recently lost to us. Blah blah blah. It goes back and forth, but stick with it and things like that. And um, I will highlight that for Derby to happen, it requires people in the leagues doing the jobs and things like that. Um, So do the jobs. If you want to make Derby work, sign up for the committee, volunteer. Many hands make light work, So the more you can get involved, the easier things are. A lot of leagues, not that we would know anything about this, but a lot of leagues are run by just a few people doing all of the work. And several others are reaping the benefits. So, just something to be mindful of that, there is a lot of work to be done, and quitting or bailing isn't really helping your friends. I understand that it's hard. I understand that the work is like an extra job, but somebody has to do it. So if people pitched in, it wouldn't be quite as bad. So, just some thoughts there, nothing that, is always on my mind or anything like that, but yeah, a valid lesson. So the more and more it isn't on those people, I think the more success there will be, the more buy-in there is, the more um, so many different things you could say, quite honestly. There's more buy-in, there's more success, there's more people feeling good, when I'm not doing all of the work and I feel like my friends are pitching in and then we're all reaping the benefits. I think that's just more beneficial for everybody, essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do the work, help your team and help your league out. It is not easy to do this stuff. So, well, all in all, a great time. We kind of got out of there quick. Our game started early. We didn't really have too much of a reason to stick around Cleveland. If you've followed this show at all, I've been to Cleveland a million times,
Yeah.
for Derby or for concerts or for literally whatever. So we didn't stick around too long. We got out of Dodge. We were hoping to make it back in time for a concert that was in Syracuse. It didn't end up working out because of some weather and blah blah blah. It ended up doing a bunch of pouring rain and big storms out here on Saturday. So whatever, we made it home fine. We did make it back in time to watch some of the pay-per-view. I don't know. Wrestling's rough these days, and I'm feeling bad about that even because everything is so damned expensive. I can't even afford to be a wrestling fan anymore.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you have to, the pay-per-views on ESPN. The Tuesday and Thursday night show is on regular, or Tuesday and Friday is on regular cable, but Monday's on Netflix. So I need like four different services to be
Yeah.
able to watch one product, and that's only from one brand of wrestling.
Yeah.
That's not me trying to watch TNA or AEW or anything. I am mostly a WWE guy or a TKO guy, if you want to call it that. But I can't even realistically like afford the house shows anymore, man.
I know some of they're coming to Buffalo for Monday Night Raw in later this is it August or September,
I want to say it's August,
yeah,
yeah, or
and they
September, but
and you don't even want to look at the prices. It's like yeah, it's been my beef with them for a long time is the TK, but TKO does, they've raised all the prices. It's not family friendly if you can't take a family for under a couple $100.
right.
It's tough, and it's like they're gonna learn a lesson real quick when their fan base starts to shrink because of all this money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can realistically pay about like 50 to $100 depending on the seat for like a TV taping or something like that. If it's Raw, if it's SmackDown, I can live within those numbers, but that's not even really where it's at anymore. I'm gonna get a nosebleed for close to $100
yeah,
for these big arenas, and I just can't realistically do that. So that is ultimately a bummer. But
It was
I
like a
do
hundred.
have a
The worst seats at WrestleMania were $175 after they discounted them. So they were over
right.
$200. These are the worst seats, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I did manage to find a reasonable site where I can stream all the shows and the pay-per-views and stuff like that. Um, so whatever. I do it illegally, but that's because I can't really afford to watch it otherwise.
And
So,
last Saturday they were
um,
done early. They it was like done by 9, you know?
yeah, it was crazy. There was what, like four matches?
Yeah, they had 2 on the freeze, and then they had 3 after that, I think, or 2 after that. And it was like, and it's like, why? You know why they did it? Because TKO owns UFC. UFC had a pay-per-view that night, so they didn't want to cross
Right.
the two. So, and I'll be honest with you, I switched over to the UFC after that because I wanted to watch it, you know. But yeah, it was like, yeah, that was, I think it was like, it was real short, and it's like, not great build up, and I don't know. It's like I have a feeling
No,
they're
not
burning people.
awesome.
They're burning people out. So, well, yeah, it's
We
good time.
did, it was a weird couple of days for me. So I went down Friday to Cleveland. We spent the night because we were playing early. We left Cleveland early Saturday after the games. We stuck around, um, we stuck around Rochester on Sunday for Mother's Day. And then on Monday, we went to Pittsburgh for a concert. So we were just in Pittsburgh Monday night and ran into the Rads and saw them. If you've been listening to the show over the last like year or so, you know I'm a big Bill Murray fan, Bilmuri. They played in Pittsburgh. So this is like the third time in like a year that I've seen them. It's pretty cool to kind of watch them grow. The first time I saw them live was in a really small um, venue in Buffalo, and now they're playing like college gymnasiums and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool to watch this band kind of get bigger and bigger and bigger and enjoy their releases along the way. You know, the music's been good too. So great to see the Rads, of course. They love that baby. We got to see Pinky for a little while. She came out to dinner with us and she was kind enough to watch Anderson while we went to the concert. And then yesterday on the way home, we stopped at the Erie Zoo. I'd never been. I don't think Jennifer had ever been. It's a little bit smaller, but it's only like $13 per person, so it's not a bad value for your buck, considering it's $13. But we spent a couple of hours there. And yeah, it was great. Good times. Always got stuff going on. We always try and do a little something here and there and do some traveling or do some, running around or baby stuff. So we've always got something in the hopper, always got a lot going on. Um, but that's about it for me.
Okay, cool. Let's
Before
talk.
we,
I was gonna say
I
let's
was
talk.
gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's talk a little bit about the World Cup. Little thoughts on the World Cup.
sure.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something out.
Uh,
I want to throw something out before we start. I think I don't know if people really relate this, but uh, France, of course, won number one. The United States number two, and the interesting thing about it is, didn't the Toulouse is a France team that won the MRDA championship last year. Uh,
yeah,
and most of these guys, a lot of these guys are familiar from that. And so it kind of felt like almost like a rematch of the MRDA championship because you had so many gatekeepers and you had the guys from Toulouse and it was and they were playing and France stomped everybody in that tournament. They pretty much, the closest game may have been against the United States in the finals. So, but
sure,
you know, but it was I there was a lot of it was. I watched all the championship games and everything, and I mean, we're in the USA. I'm rooting for the USA. Okay, but there
sure. I
was,
think that's reasonable.
yeah, there was a lot of when they were doing the United States national anthem. The French were chanting things very very loud, and it was very. You could hear it could hear it better than I could hear the national anthem on my TV
Sure,
watching it. And it's so they were like standing up for saying no abusers on the track. Uh,
sure.
and we talked about it on the last show, what, kind of what happened with Loki, stepping down because of things that were happening.
Yeah, some boundaries being crossed and so on. So, I think we all would have liked to have seen Team USA maybe act a bit quicker. Or act at all, I guess, for that matter. Um, I don't necessarily think they did anything, and didn't make a statement on it. So it's an interesting, fascinating kind of thing. Like, of course, I believe that, this person is guilty, is what people are saying they are. Um, but is right before the game. I don't know. I don't want to say anything just because I don't want to sound like I'm not sympathetic. I think it's an interesting thing, and I wish the situation at the event didn't have to happen, because that's ultimately what I'll say. I want USA to act so that situation didn't have to happen. I stand with people calling out predators. I stand with that, but also they shouldn't have been put in that position to have to say something like that or to make a stance. And then I know there was, you know, I don't know if it was during like closing ceremonies or during the medals or before, where, there was another person from Team US or from Team Japan, I think, who is an actual member of the gatekeepers, who came out and said, hey, roller derby doesn't have a place for predators and so on. And it's just like, I wish these big scathing posts in Derby Hell didn't have to happen. I wish the interrupting of the national anthem didn't have to happen. And I guess more so, I just wish that we didn't have predators in roller derby. So ultimately, like, that's my problem, in a roundabout way. It's just the fact that we have these predators, and it is, kind of forcing people in a sense to do these things or make these stances or make these chants and so on. So I respect everybody for handling it exactly how they feel like they needed to, or how they did handle it. I wanted more from the United States
Yeah, I know, I agree.
organization, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it was a lot of things started coming out very close to actually the beginning of the tournament, and
Yes,
it's,
more and more.
it's, and I'm not, I didn't doubt anything I read. I mean, there was a lot of stuff to read there, but it's like,
Yeah,
what do you do when you've put this team together, and you put, I mean, and I mean, my immediate thought is, I mean, obviously investigations happen, and I know they don't happen super quick, but they could have been something else done, I guess, maybe. I mean, and you know what? If it makes us a worse team because you had to, sit somebody or remove them from the team, then so be it. Like you said, this is not a place for predators. And
yeah. And I think they could have done fine. They also could have called somebody else up if it was like a numbers thing. You know what I mean? There's no shortage of really talented people who want to be a part of Team
yeah,
USA, who are not rapists or predators.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's just a shame, but
um,
then that stuff
on
is.
the
Go ahead.
on the bright side, I love that France won, and I think that, it kind of shows, and somebody else had commented this in a post that I had seen, but it kind of shows that like Derby really is like a global thing. It's not just the United States that can be powerhouses. Look at the MRDA top 10. We've got what, at least two teams, in the top 10 who are amazing, out of that area specifically. So it makes total sense to me that they, inevitably took over. And this is less than a year removed from MRDA champs, which you had mentioned. So yeah, it makes a ton of sense to me, and it's great to see. It also gives those, I don't want to say lesser teams, because the lesser team in a lot of people's eyes has won now. But it gives those teams, who feel like they might not be on the same level, something to shoot for. So I absolutely love it.
Without a doubt, and it's like, and that team was like a machine out there, man. It was.
Sure. Yeah.
They were very, it's like, that's a bad thing about the World Cup. And I'll just say is a lot of teams don't even really practice with each other. Maybe a couple times before the World Cup.
Yeah, maybe some not at all, quite
You're
honestly, you
you're
know.
going you're going to France. These guys have been together for a while, so
Oh, sure, yeah, and
yeah,
they're all in relatively close proximity, but
yeah,
yeah, good for them for I mean they've got the resources now too, you know. Look, in the last year they've hosted MRDA World Cup. Last year they had MRDA champs along with a qualifier throughout the year too, right? So they
yeah.
did a Eastern Hemisphere Cup, a final or an MRDA champs, and a World Cup now, all within a year, basically. Like being able to have those resources
Yeah.
and make it work financially and just in the process is a testament to what's going on over there. So
Oh yeah.
kudos to them. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
I love it when they're supported too by their, everything over there. I mean, I was reading things about how they get I think that they get some financial help from the government. So, which,
I
kudos.
mean, I believe that in the sense that their government likely believes in their goals and things like that, you know, and sees people who are trying to put a good foot forward. And there's probably programs and things like that for them where that is not a thing over here. So yeah, I'm full in on the France train.
Yeah, me too. So kudos to them. It was exciting to watch. And, I mean, it came down to the same suspects, usual suspects in the end there.
Oh,
But
100%.
yeah, but I like seeing my friends on TV on the other side of the planet. So it was like,
Sure. Yeah, it's very cool.
I felt bad. I think D-Ray got hurt in the game and he couldn't play in the final game that
Yeah,
Canada played.
I feel bad for the people who had expectations or thoughts or whatever you would want to call it, and it didn't pan out for them. So
Yeah. But yeah, but you know what? Here we go. With good job. We got another one in what? It's a 2 year, every 2 years they do it.
every 2 years.
We go. So we got 2 more years. So they come back here, maybe I would if I don't retire, I would love to announce. you know,
Yeah,
I,
fingers
I,
crossed
I
we
love
can
the
get one
I
back
love
on
the
this side of the pond.
I love the announcers. I didn't understand a word of the French ones, but I did enjoy it. So the passion in their announcing was awesome. So
Yeah, 100%.
cool. I think we killed enough
All
time.
right, brother. Well, why don't we go ahead and wrap this up? Hopefully, by the time you get finished playing this, you'll have a room full of RCRD skaters who you can interview and ask some awesome questions to. But make sure you follow along. Go on social, search Rock City Roller Derby. Follow along. They're going to have a handful of bouts this year that are right here in Rochester at the Dome Arena. So make sure you're following along and paying attention. You'll get to see our friend Cashman doing some announcing. You'll probably run into some skaters from Flower City Roller Derby. So make sure you go check it out. We appreciate and love them.
Yeah, we love, and we also good luck to everybody at Down on the Derby this weekend. Uh,
Sure.
it looks like some fun matchups. I was looking at them
Yeah,
earlier.
it's going to be great.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all turns out.
yeah, very cool.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for playing along. I'm going to give a go Sabres because it's a lot of fun this time of the year watching playoff hockey. Let's go Sabres. Two more wins and we get on to the conference finals. So we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, lots of fun watching the Sabres.
Yes.
Great to be back in the playoffs. We love hockey.
Yep.
Lots and lots of fun. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Cash is going to do some interviewing. You're done with me though, so I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
A studio full of RCRD skaters here with us right now. Joining us now, we have Slosh Pit. Slosh, we're on the camera too, so say hi to everybody.
Hello, hello.
Feasting, brand new, first time here, and we've got 369 Dang She Fine
Hi there.
joining us today, and we're going to talk tomorrow is the home opener for Rock City Roller Derby. I'm super excited. It's always a big event, the home opener, and the worst part is there's this stupid thing called the Lilac Festival going on too. We're just hoping it rains and so that everyone comes inside. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't say. I love the Lilac Festival. It's Rochester. It's its signature. So, but how's it going going, Slosh?
Pretty good. We just got back from the dome, setting everything up so we can have a easy transition into playing tomorrow. All the vendors are all coming. It's going to be very exciting. I'm excited for it.
And this is what, year 4 now as the president?
Year 3.
Year 3 as the president.
Year 3.
Don't you don't have enough gray yet for 4, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't have any gray. Okay, but
I'm only in my 20s.
Recovery cash.
all right, but so 3 years. That's that's incredible. You've seen everything, and it's nice that you're getting back. You did have an injury and you're out for a bit. So I saw you play. You did a great job jamming last night. So
Thank
I'm
you.
super excited. Bee Sting, new here to us. Bee Sting, super cool. You came from Philly, right?
Yeah. Well, originally Gotham and then Philly. Yes.
Only like, I don't know, 2 giant
I was about to say, let's put some respect on their name right now.
Yeah, two
Not
giant
both
roller
teams.
derby communities. So that's very cool. Actually, we were.
They came to us from Team USA, actually.
There you go. There you go. So that's awesome. So So are you super excited? This is the first. This is the first home game, right? For it.
Yes.
All right. That now, and you're aged up junior, right?
Yes.
So let me compare. Compare Rochester and Philadelphia a little bit.
Well, it's sort of like the difference between open gender and like female gender teams, because with Philly it's open gender juniors,
Yeah.
and so open gender juniors tends to be a little bit more like Murdo, where it's a lot faster. Philly tends to run a slower game in general, where it's just like all about staying in your place and locking down the jammer, and just like being really, really solid. I will say this feels a lot less intense. I will say Philly is run like it's basically like a boot camp. Really intense. This is a lot less intense. I appreciate that.
I mean, this is our president, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Try to have fun.
Yeah.
But I think also just in general, it's like a lot more relaxed and like welcome to playing like with other teams instead of just like playing your own game.
Okay, so when did you discover Derby? When did it? How did you I know you were started in the juniors. So, what was it? What attracted you to it? Like, did someone say, "Hey, let's go watch Derby," or it's like you always were a skater? What's your story?
So my mom has friends from college who played Derby or like refed, and she found out that there was a Derby game happening in the city. I'm from New York City, and so she found out that there was a Derby game happening in the city, like in Manhattan, and she was like, "Hey, let's go see this." And so we went to go see Bronx and Queens play, 2 of the home teams on Gotham, and I was like, "This is fantastic. I want to be just like Susie Hot Rod." And it turned out that Gotham was starting a summer camp that year. So, yeah, I went to the summer camp.
Did you ever get to meet Susie Hot Rod?
Yeah, she was my coach. I have her jersey.
Susie Hot Rod is a name that we've been trying to get on forever because Susie Hot Rod said, "I'm just going to play home games from now on."
Baby, you got to pay for Susie Hot Rod on your podcast. She knows her worth.
Well, Susie, agreed to come on. We just couldn't ever figure out a date. So it's like, but yeah, it was Susie.
Bro, write a new calendar. Figure it out. What do you mean? That's so cool.
We joked about it for a while. We were like, with our very last show, we'll get Susie to come on. But yeah, no, everyone wants to be Susie Hot Rod. Are you kidding me? Yeah. It's like,
And this was also in 2015, so Bonnie Thunders was still on Gotham.
Bonnie.
So Bonnie was also one of my coaches.
one of the greatest jammers on the planet. Just that won championships with Gotham and Rose and
Not to be dramatic, but teach me everything they told you. I want every single
I
thing.
don't remember. I was 10.
I remember the juniors from Gotham because at ECDX one year, I wear a tie that has like dollar signs on it, and they loved my tie, and they kept coming up and talking to me during the game. So it was like, that was pretty cool. So you survived COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Gotham Juniors program, unfortunately, did not really.
Yeah.
And so I migrated over, as did a lot of like former Gotham travel team skaters, to Philly, and found my home with Philly.
That's awesome. Philly, we've talked to a lot of people from Philly. In fact, I got to announce with a lot of people from Philly, and of course, the old executive director of WFTDA played for Philly and coached as well. So it's a very cool place. Now I'm going to float around between all three. Dang, let's talk a little about Dang. We haven't had you in a while, and now I see that you're splitting your time between Rock City Roller Derby and Flower City Fear.
I'm doing my darndest. I'll tell you that much.
So and you are having some great success.
Well, okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration that I appreciate you throwing in.
She's amazing.
I'm okay.
I believe you went head to head with certain freight train and got lead jam.
When I went to watch the World Cup, we have to distinguish between watching and playing in, because
Okay, then we have to distinguish between adults and juniors.
no, top level juniors is adult derby. That's another rant for
You are
another
correct.
time.
No, you are
But, like,
correct. Yeah.
But I remember when I went to the World Cup to watch a couple years ago, they had this shirt that said "pretty okay at roller derby," and my one regret is that I didn't get that shirt in every single size. I was like, just in case I grew out of it, like I need to have this shirt on hand.
Definitely. But so you dabble a little bit everywhere.
Yes, I feel like I've been holding my own with men's derby. I think playing with the Fear has just been a lot of fun, and I've just enjoyed it. Thankfully, I mean, it's not that I don't care about being successful. I obviously want to be a valuable asset to the team, but like, it's more about just being with my friends and doing this thing that we all enjoy, and being around each other. So, plus I think there's like this really cute blocker.
Yeah.
Number 0, his name is Jack Skellington. I think he's the cutest. So I get to be around my fiance, I get to hang out with my friends, and that's enough for me with men's roller derby.
How somehow he tricked you into signing up.
He's tricked me into a lot of things, Cash.
He used a little psychic power there. That's cool. So let me ask you, jamming against WFTDA versus jamming against MRDA, what is there obvious differences? I mean,
I think B brought up a great point earlier, where in MRDA you're going to find cis, fully grown adult male bodies, which is statistically bigger than your average like cis femme presenting body.
Sure.
So like, there's obviously a size difference. There can be a physicality difference that comes with that size.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like with when you play in WFTDA and you go against like really big teams with them, you just have to figure out
Canada.
I wasn't gonna name names, but since you did,
I'm terrified of Canada.
yeah, like there's big, strong bodies everywhere in derby, and you just have to figure out a way to get around it. But yeah, I will say that you're predominantly gonna go against some bigger, more physical bodies playing MRDA for sure.
so how confident were you going into
Not at all, brother.
I'm guessing that there's some pretty big bodies on that Fear team when you're practicing.
Well,
so
that's the best part, is that now that I have an entire group of essentially older brothers that will do anything to protect their jammer, I'm like, you go hit him, you go get him, and I can like sick people on people, and that helps a lot. Like when the offense comes through, it's really good and effective, and I appreciate that they all look out for me for sure.
Very cool. I would say you have had success, and I kind of mentioned the thing about Freight Train. I know that was a team. As a team works together, good things happen.
Jam is a team effort.
That's right. So you've had a few games this year with the Fear. You've gone to Bob H. and as well as Cleveland. You get to travel. That's one thing.
Even some that we won, you guys.
yeah. That's true. So it's been, and now this is the first home game this season with Rock City coming up tomorrow.
No, I'm so hype. Open Slosh have been on it with all the bout production, like planning, and I'm so excited to just see it all come together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Slosh, how are you feeling about tomorrow? I mean, you got a good practice in last night with a scrimmage, and
Are we talking about playing or running the show?
I think playing right now. I mean, did you play against Queen City when you guys were on the road?
The scrimmage this year?
The one that was in
I didn't get a chance to play this year. I was somewhere that I don't remember.
okay.
But I was at a wedding in Texas, and I remember everyone else was in the hot tub enjoying enjoying the wedding
And
stuff.
you were watching on your phone, right? And listening to me.
I was inside on the TV, screaming at the TV.
I just feel like you could have watched it on your phone from the hot tub. I just feel like
My phone's already so old, I cannot risk I cannot risk that.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, the one was back
listen,
at
and
see
the
my bald
inside-
spot. So.
The inside TV was so much bigger.
Fair.
So I was like, I'm gonna watch this and yell at the TV.
love that look.
That's awesome. So B, what brings you to Rochester?
Well, I'm going to college in Geneva.
Okay.
So it's basically just like, what league is most convenient? Rochester.
And
Yeah.
we're great, right?
Yeah.
Can we change that to be our slogan, RCRD, most convenient?
Hey, we're here.
Hey, we're here. Just because I'm curious, how far away is Buffalo from Geneva? Is it technically further than
Like
Rochester?
2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like an hour longer.
Yes. Won
Yeah.
by technicality.
To be clear,
But you,
I also don't have a car or a driver's license, so it's
Fair.
like, where can I go that I can also find rides to?
Fair.
And it's super convenient that one of the professors at my college also skates for Rocz.
oh yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, wow, we've got intelligent professors that skate for rock.
Yeah, we do.
We actually got a lot of intelligent people. You'd really be surprised, It was so let me ask
Why
you.
would they be surprised?
No, well-
Cash, do you want to elaborate on
No,
that?
I'm just saying
The brain damage.
yeah, it's like, well, we have a lot of nurses. That's a big plus too, So B, you played with Philly juniors. And I'm guessing you went to playoffs with Philly juniors a bunch of times.
We won the national championship 4 years in a row.
That's the quality we're
Subtle
getting
flex.
here. Yeah. That's very cool. So it's like, and
Last time was only by 2 points.
it was a tight game.
3 points.
Only 2
So,
points.
It came down to the last.
yeah,
game.
like
It was-
that's incredible.
Yeah, 3 points. The year before that was 2 points. They gained a point on us.
Oh my God. Was it the same team by any chance?
Yes.
Okay, look at that. So yeah, we've hosted playoffs here, juniors here in Rochester a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun. I think I called every game, and it was which was
Subtle flex.
yeah. Sorry, a little pat in the back there. You guys are seeing it. So. But I think it's amazing all the juniors that are graduating up to WFTDA level now, and you graduated as well. Is there a big difference in style you're seeing as you moved into the WFTDA teams?
Well, I will say, like, female division juniors and WFTDA are a lot more similar, whereas, like, open division juniors and MRDA are a lot more similar. Although there are definitely, like, open juniors teams that have, like, it depends on who's coaching, definitely, and where they're coming from.
Okay.
So, like, with Philly, Tef Landana was the coach, and Tef comes from a very, like, WIFTA background, and so it's like, what style is your coach bringing? So, like, for example, FOCO, the team who came in second last year, has a guy coach, and so they tended to skate a lot more like a Murda team, whereas because we had, like, a really good WIFTA skater,
Sure.
we skated a little bit more like a WFTDA team.
That's cool. And so do you feel like coming up to WFTDA, it's the same, pretty much same type of strategies and things like that since you've been up?
I'm gonna be so honest. Philly has, like, the most complex strategy I've ever seen. Philly has, like, an entire playbook, and you have to sign an NDA, and there's, like, it's a whole thing. And so, if I'm gonna be honest, this is a lot less intense.
I feel like a lot of us
we
owe
had like a little flip book.
Yeah, some of us owe Jason an apology. We're like, God, he's like so like serious and he takes it so intensely. Bro, I didn't have to sign an NDA. That's crazy.
There's a flag system. You can't tell anyone what the flags mean.
Bro, can we have a flag system?
I've seen them before here. We had last year, there was a team here that used flags. I think they were
What?
they were using flags
For like play calling?
on the third
Yeah.
base. Yeah. Or the,
Third base, you have
Yeah.
flags.
So we have like a thumbs up, and they have 5 different flags.
They had different colors. You're right. They had the guy would have to find
my
the other
God.
flag real quick and then bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what they mean because I signed an
You
NDA.
legally can't.
You signed an NDA. We don't want any lawsuits happening.
We had a green flag, a yellow flag, a red flag, a white checkered flag, a blue and yellow checkered flag. At one point we had a purple flag, and then at some point we also had we have a pirate flag, and at some point we also had flags for each of the major Philly sports teams.
Okay.
So there are a lot of flags.
And then when they wave the white flag, you got to start all over with them, right?
Right.
Figure out what's what. That's insane. That's great, actually. I mean, that's obviously a deeper playbook, deeper rules, and everything. So but you're also from a group. Philly had a much bigger group, I think, than like say Rock City. You had a lot of juniors were much bigger. The team was much bigger too. It was Philadelphia Roller Derby.
I mean, in terms of like physical size,
No, I mean like in
small.
amount of people. Yeah.
in terms of amount of people, Philly ran practices pretty much only on Sunday, and you would start with the All-Stars and the B team, and then you would have the level 2s and then the level 1s, and it basically ran from like 7 a.m. to like 12 p.m.
Sure.
That's like all the practices.
Yeah.
And I think like the A team and B team practice was close to like 50 people maybe, and then
Slosh just clutched her pearls. She's like, oh,
Can you
our entire
imagine?
league.
You get a different 5 for what?
yeah, and then you have
8
like
times before you come out again. It's like
no, it's because all of these parents are like, what sport can my child do?
Yeah.
And then this is the one they land on.
well, it's also like
soccer.
a major city.
Yeah.
When you have big cities.
We were out in Cruise Town, which is outside of Philly city limits, and like quite literally 20 minutes from Trenton. Barely
Great
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
As a Jersey person, born and raised.
Haha, a
Great
joke
city.
that I definitely understand and get the reference to. Haha.
okay, Snooki, thank you. No.
How did you just say
Snooki.
Whatever.
Jersey Shore.
Their time has come and gone. So, but nevertheless, so it's a giant group. Obviously, not so giant in a lot of other places, but top 10 teams are like that. So, what was it like to go back and play at Bucksmont a couple weeks ago? It's kind of like going home a little bit, sort of.
I think I'd been to Bucksmont once, and that was to watch a different game.
Okay.
That like not just an adult game. But it was sort of nice to be back in the Philly area. Didn't stick around. Did a round trip. Was in and out.
Quick adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry said he was home by 1:30, so it's like that was a pretty quick trip. I definitely would have, if I didn't think about it, I probably should have went home after it because I was exhausted calling. 2 games will do that to you. I mean, but I talk too much. Much like, dang, you enjoy talking. I enjoy talking as well. So,
Birds of a feather.
yeah, there we go. So, but that's awesome. So, but you did have some fans or some friends that were there, so
Yeah.
that was very cool to see them. I'm guessing
Yeah. I got to see my parents. That was awesome. And one of the Philly skaters who I've known since we were on Gotham together, and she's a few years younger than me, so I've known her since she was very little. And they moved to Philly, and I moved to Philly after them, and then we reconnected there. And she's on the A team right now. Shout out Livid. Her and her family came.
Oh, very
so that was
cool.
awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of nice. It was a fun game too, and it was a blast. So it was
That was
good.
a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was close.
It was really fun.
it was tough at the end.
Can I
though.
tell you my favorite anecdote of that game?
Yes,
We were about to do the final jam,
Yeah.
right? So we're like
up by 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Up by 2, setting up the final jam,
Yeah.
and it's all going to come down to this. And Greg is like, "Dang!" And I looked right at Greg, and I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to put bee sting out there?" Like, I was like, "Please have mercy." Like, oh yeah, cool. I've got a stupid name.
There was a
Keep in the
long time out.
walls.
I thought it was my turn.
Thank you. Let the record show. God.
There was a long time out before that last jam too. So
Yeah, bro, because I was conferring with Greg. I was like, "Are you sure you want to do this, my guy? You have so many other options available to you."
The game didn't count anyway, so
But it was nice to get out there, and Bucksmont, I've been following for a while just because a friend of mine coaches there, and so it's like, and they have been throwing themselves at like a lot of higher level competition, and they've been doing pretty good. They've definitely, so they played Philly, I think, like last weekend, or Boston. I'm sorry, Boston came there. So so BB. Your bee sting, and I see there's quite a few of those. And roller derby. Did you ever think about changing your name, or
Okay, I did think about it when I left juniors. I was like, I should just, and then I was like, no, because then I have to change all of my jerseys
And the socks.
and
You
the
have your bee socks.
I have 3 pairs of the same pair of socks, and I exclusively wear them for derby. That's the only thing I wear them for. They just have bees on them.
There you go.
They're so fun. It's like Savage and her dumpster fire socks.
I have not seen these dumpster fires.
I
got to get on it.
I do want to reiterate that the game tomorrow is at 4:00. If you want to catch the Queen, the first game is Rockstars versus the
Furies.
The Furies, and then it's the Sirens versus the B-Sides for the second game, and that will be at 6:00. Knock on wood, if time works well.
Yeah.
But this will be our first game of the season there. We've grown quite a bit there at the Dome. Slosh, don't you think? I mean, we kind of last year was, I think, a successful run there.
We had like 400 people at our home opener last year, and I think our lowest attended game was 2 something.
Yeah.
So we had to move the track back this year to make more seating room for people. So hoping to fill it up again.
I heard something. Obviously the bleachers. You said you were putting them together before you got here.
Completely up to code and very well installed bleachers. Yes.
Shout out to that one farm in Elmira that sold them to us, because that was amazing.
Yeah, it's
rodeo bleachers.
Rodeo.
Yeah, and you had to just paint them, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, just a quick slap of paint. No, they were in my garage for months. I was working on them, sanding and painting and making sure they all fit together.
No way.
They did not measure those when they drilled the holes.
So, what's the team's goals this year, Slosh? We've got, we're into the season already.
We actually have signed an NDA, so we're not allowed to discuss.
Can't talk about it.
No, I feel like speaking as just a Rockstars player, our goals change game to game.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a very fluid team. We don't have set strategies. We change our strategies depending on who's playing, who we're playing, what time of year it is. It's there's no
astrology sign.
Yeah, what's Mercury doing?
Bro, the day that Barry comes to practice and is like, so Gemini is in retrograde.
I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I can hit people.
Yeah.
No, but I think because COVID kind of wrecked us.
Yeah.
And last year was our first solid year back, I would say, where we weren't just panicking and trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Sure.
So I think this year is just solidifying that last year wasn't a fluke, at least for me personally.
Yeah.
But for the teams, we just have a bunch of different goals that we'll go with the NDA thing, and not that I don't remember them at the top of my head.
Just don't ask us that, Cash, okay? No.
Yeah.
So,
Jason, I hope you're not listening.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Jason heard that there can be different flags in NDAs, and he's about to come up tomorrow with a whole lot of paperwork.
you guys
for us to sign.
you guys don't get a playbook at the beginning of the season?
We actually do.
I'm not at liberty to say.
No, just kidding. No, we don't. No, we have a playbook that has all of our little things in it. We should name them better things though, so we can remember them.
Oh, you like your plays and stuff? Yeah. Okay.
We always joke about getting those
pizza delivery and stuff like that.
Yeah, arm things that the football players have, so we can just all have them on our arms during the game.
Well, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's interesting. I always wondered, it's like the beginning of the season is starting, and it's like everyone's trying to get, we're trying to get everything done and everything, and it seems some things always fall through the crack eventually somehow. But
whose side are you on?
I can't wait to figure out what I'm missing.
Yeah,
No.
Cash.
I'm just, but I mean, things happened, the Dome is it's a wonderful place to be, and it's not quite like when we were in the big Dome, but
I'm in that hall, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to give a shout out to Dave, who is the the venue manager guy.
I know Dave.
Dave is
Dave's-
amazing.
Dave's-
Dave the Dome Man.
Yeah.
Dave the Dome
That's what we call him, we just say the Dome Man.
Dave.
He is the nicest person, and I love working with him.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's worked with the Nighthawks before. He was Oh yeah, I know Dave. Yeah.
That's sick. All right, word.
It's nice when I see someone I recognize when I'm walking in a place, and he and I, we always talk. But yeah, so tomorrow, 4:00, first game. We've got Queen City's coming to town. We're super excited about that. What does the whole season look like in general? I was asking you about goals, and then you kind of like told me there's an NDA, so we can't talk about that. But we do have. You guys are going to be on the road the following weekend. You're going to be in Ohio to take on Ohio All Stars and Gangrene.
Is that in Columbus?
Yeah.
It's in the Ohio.
Is that why you're not available for that game?
It's 9 hours.
Ohio Expo Center in Columbus, Ohio. And we're back here in Rochester, June 13th, a good luck day for some people. June 13th, it's my daughter's birthday, too, by the way. So
All of us were like, what's the reference?
No,
guys?
but we've got Steel Hurton coming and the Blitzburg Bombers. So we got the A's and the B's from Pittsburgh here coming. Which is super exciting. June 13th, we take. Then the next time we're at home is against Penn Jersey, which I'm super excited for.
I also personally very excited about that
Why is that?
because they've got a bunch of age-up juniors from Philly and other junior teams that I am personally friends with.
Oh, that's going to be so fun.
Yeah, and then August 15th is our last game, and this is all at the Midnight Hall. So tomorrow we will be there. You be there early. I mean, what the doors open like 3 or something.
3, yeah.
So come at 3. Come hang
Get your
out.
garbage
with
plates, get your beer,
Yeah, there's gonna
buy
be
your little crafts.
There'll be crafts. There'll be all sorts of, you can get, T-shirts. You can get buttons. You can get
We're
stickers.
selling fans this year,
Fans?
so when it's a million
yeah.
degrees, you can just fan yourself down with a nice fan.
That's on captive pricing, baby.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, and like I said, once it starts raining out at the Lilac Fest, you just come to the Dome and watch with us. Well, it'll be a great time. I promise you that. But we got to get out of here. George is up next. I see him ready. He's ready. He's like ready to. He's chomping at the bit to get in here. And but I want to thank you, Slosh Pit, so much. 101 Slosh Pit.
101.
And then 101. All right, we've got we have Bee Sting with us as well. Thank you so much. It's the first time you're here. I didn't even get to the chance to ask you what brings you back to Derby, but we have an idea after listening to you earlier. So, and we've got, of course, 369 Dang She Fine. So
Gotta say it with the number so they know I'm not an egomaniac.
I like the rhyming. So we're gonna get out of here. Don't forget tomorrow. Be there early. Come out, have a good time, get something to drink, get something to eat. Listen to me talk to your head off. Talk your head off. Watch some solid Derby. And in Queen City is going to the playoffs in the month. Up there they're going to Waterloo there for the Ontario playoff. So I think you might scare them a little bit here in town because maybe get a win from them. Who knows? They're still going to the playoffs. Doesn't mean you can't go out and lose. So we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you all next week. Thank you for listening to Derby Rocks here on 106.3 FM WRFC. I'm Cash. I'm out of here, and we'll see you next week.